Welcome to the Master Dealmakers Secrets Podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Hello and welcome to Master Dealmakers Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 44. And today we are going to talk about 6 things that you can do to smash your sales results even when things are really slow or if you are in a competitive market. So I'm really excited to be talking to you about this. It's going to be super valuable, especially if you're in a tough market. But first, if you have got lead flow and you are looking to convert more of those leads into sales, into paying clients, head over to johnblakeaudio.com and get your free audio training. This is where I show you the precise strategy that I use to double sales for my clients, and I've done this for myself many times, with existing leads. They're the ones that have already come into your existing sales process but have not converted for whatever reason. This is the exact same strategy that I always start new clients on, and it works consistently. I've seen it work time and time again with everyone that I've used it, which is what you want also, consistent results. Once you implement it, it'll continue to pay dividends. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com, download the audio training, and you will actually get the PDF guide that gives you the exact email follow-up templates and the phone scripts and the framework so that you know when to call and when to email over an 8-week period when you put it into use. So I'm sure that will be super valuable. Okay, so 6 ways to smash sales results in competitive or slow markets. So one of the biggest questions that I get from clients and sales professionals is, how do I sell when no one is buying? How do I sell when the market is depressed? Which is a close cousin to, how do I compete when my competitors are undercutting me on price? Both are really good questions. And on first blush, they look like they could be significant showstoppers, like if no one's buying or if you're getting smashed on price, what do you do? But like many things, once you dig a little bit deeper, you actually begin to see some pretty significant opportunities that are not being taken advantage of. Ultimately, it's about shifting the focus away from product and price and onto value, which is, I'm not going to lie, it takes some doing. There is some work involved in this, but if you do what it is that I am going to outline in these 6 ideas, I'm sure that you will see a bump in your results. So the first one is provide value first, right? So, while everyone else is just, itching to make a product pitch and start talking about, features and benefits and do a demo or whatever, one of the best things that you can do if you're looking to bring on a new client is to add value first. So there's a fine balance between working for free and providing value up front, but a free appraisal or a free consultation of some description, should be a no-brainer for most businesses. And in most cases, it could simply be, making them aware of some things in their business that they may not be aware of. And in the book, The Challenger Sale, which I talk about in my one-day professional sales masterclass, they actually highlight a study that shows that how you sell actually is more important and a better predictor of your sales results than what you sell. So, so how can we sell differently? Well, what we can do, and this is a no-brainer, and in the intro you would have seen the suggestion to go and check out johnblakeaudio.com. But following up, it's such an easy way. So I'm about to, it's January right now, and I'm about to go and present to a company in Adelaide. I've got a conference with 30 or 40 people next week. And in my questionnaire, I asked them, how many times do you follow up? Well, the average person said across the entire sales team, it averaged out at about three times. And most sales that don't convert straight away are actually not made until about the 5th or the 6th, follow-up. So massive opportunities being left on the table, because clients weren't ready and the salesperson gave up. So following up with older clients or clients that inquired but never went ahead, not to mention following up with clients who have already bought. There is gold in your existing list, and there is also gold in the list of the people who have inquired but haven't gone ahead yet. Because what we also know is that the average person after their initial inquiry will buy within, I think it's 50% of people will buy within 18 months, but only 20% will buy within the first 90 days. So there's like 30% of people who are going to buy, they just didn't buy within the first 90 days. So, there are massive opportunities there. I can't really overstate it. It's a no-brainer, and it's a really simple one that you can use to create a very fast cash injection into your business. So email them and ask them if they're interested. You could be as simple as that. Just last week, I had a client who called someone who had inquired about a service, 5 months ago, who she thought was a no. Turns out when she called and follow up, this woman was a yes and became a paid client immediately. She sent me a text message, was worth, $5,000 or something to her, like straight off the bat. So things change, and you just need to be top of mind when they do. So number 3, help them dodge a bullet. So if you can identify a potential landmine that your client is likely to step on or would have stepped on had they not spoken to you, it can be a massive step toward them choosing your product or service. So so that could be in the form of a change in legislation, a change in local law, or change in a competitor. If you can kind of have someone's back, have a potential client's back, it can pay massive dividends. So helping them dodge a bullet's a good one. Number 4, and I've called this one clean the shades. So it comes from my background when I was the National Sales and Marketing Manager for Arnett Sunglasses. One of the things that I found allowed us to sell so much more product to retailers in slower markets was actually going into each store and rearranging the sunglass display and actually cleaning the eyewear that was on display. And this helped us achieve a number of strategic advantages. And in that business, I had a team of salespeople, and we worked very hard, but we were able to grow that business from about $1 million to $6.5 million within 3.5 years. So it was a massive, massive spike in revenue when you consider that the average price point was like $60 wholesale. So, pretty big shift. So the strategic advantages that going in and cleaning sunglasses allowed us to achieve was that it made the display look great, which drew people to the sunglass area. Customers would actually crowd around the cabinet, and often you could sell 1 or 2 pairs for the retailer, which they always loved. It allowed us to take inventory of the stock, and often we found gaps that needed filling. So, that's not applicable for every business, but it's a good metaphor for what is it that you can do to just sort of continue to polish your act? What's a valid business reason that you've got to call a potential client that hasn't bought yet and just offer them something that that you've just thought about or that you thought might be valuable to them, regardless of whether they buy or not? Because 9 times out of 10, they probably will. So, and again, if you're a wholesale, if you have a business where you actually have representatives that sell to retailers, one of the most powerful things that you can do if your wholesale rep is in a shop is to actually make their till ring. So if they can sell something off the floor while they're waiting to see the business owner, this is one of, if not the highest value things that you could do for a retail client if you sell to retail clients. So a couple of other things that I've done in addition to those to get clients that one in particular wasn't particularly interested in doing business with me. So what I did, because I was offering sales training, he was a chain of retail stores, and I was offering sales training, and he didn't think that he really needed what I did. So what I did is I actually grabbed a team of people, and we did, without him knowing, it was a bit cheeky, but it was kind of cool. We did a mystery shop, and we mystery shopped all of their stores. They had about 5 stores. on their sales process, and I actually wrote up a report and I sent it to him, and he ended up becoming a client as a result of that. So he didn't know I was doing it. I didn't tell him. He didn't pay for it, but I sent it to him because I had an existing relationship with him from a previous business. And when I sent that to him, when I rang him up, I got put through straight away, and he ended up becoming a client, based on that value add. And the sixth one is education-based marketing. So what I mean by that is send them an article or a book that is topical for what you know that they are experiencing as a business, or is topical for what is happening in their industry. So something that will get their attention is something that will be relevant to what is happening in their life from a professional or business perspective at that particular point in time. So we help our clients to do this with the contact packs that we put together. So if I've got a client who wants to make contact with a client that doesn't know who they are, we put together an education-based marketing package that they send to that particular client to get their attention. So these are full of information that's really handy or helpful to that particular client, and it just gets their attention. And in most cases, we're helping them to avoid making bad decisions or costly mistakes. And it's just a great way to cut through and get the attention of somebody that you would like to talk to about potentially becoming a client. And you sort of, you're adding value by helping them up front. You're providing value in a leveraged way. So I hope those 6 ideas work for you. And as usual, if you do want to contact me about these particular ideas that we've been talking about, you can do so. John, JOHN at john-blake, blake.com.au. I do respond to my emails, and I do receive them personally. So you can email me. But thanks for listening again, and I will look forward to talking to you on the next podcast. Thank you.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.